Do me a favor, share with me your first, last name, where you're located, and the name of your business, book, or anything else that you do.
So my name is Jeanne, first name Omlor. I'm located in Clearwater, Florida, and I have a coaching business called Jeanne Omlor International.
Tell me more about your business.
So I am a multi seven-figure coach for coaches and consultants, and I help because I have a team, we help coaches and consultants to maximize their client acquisition online without having to do the whole funnels and ads fiasco.
Okay.
Because they don't really work for most people unless you have an enormous budget, and even then they don't work. So that's the main part of my business, and I also have a very high end arm of my business for top CEOs and founders who have exited. But the main thing is the coaches and consultants, and we've helped about 500 people in the last 5.5 years with this part of my business. Prior to that, I was a general business strategist and coach for all different types of companies, and also an executive leadership coach in servant leadership and intelligent leadership.
I read that.
Mm.
Servant leadership. You're certified in servant leadership. Tell me what that means.
I'm actually certified in intelligent leadership, which is a form of servant leadership. So it's basically the new way of leadership, that it's not the leader looking down on everybody and telling everybody what to do. It's more of a democratic, if I would say, or more fair way of leading people, that you're all um, kind of on the same level, and that your goal is to serve the people that you are leading, and not that they're serving you.
I love that. And I
Mm.
had a thought that that's what it was. So I was like,
Mm.
but it just sounds so good. And it actually sounds so pleasant. You know, it's not
Mm.
that I'm choosing to coach you or do something
Mm.
for you. I'm choosing to serve for you and with you to come up with a solution. I love
Right.
that. Prior to all of this, what were you doing?
Prior to being a coach for last 13 years,
Mhm.
I wasn't working for a few years because I had uh, gotten married and had two kids at a very late age. Um, and prior to that, I was I was an actress for many years, and interwoven while I was an actress, I was an executive recruiter for Wall Street. I used to hire very high end Wall Street people, like investment bankers. Um, and sort of at the same time, but then I stopped the acting and was still doing the other recruiting as a consultant for a while. But I also was a guerrilla filmmaker, an independent filmmaker. Prior to that, what I studied in college was fashion design. So I've done a lot of things, a lot of different things. And it wasn't until 13 years ago that I was actually like an actual business person owning my own business.
Yes, yes. Quick question, and I wanted to wait for it, but because I asked about your present, your past,
Mm.
going into this 13 years. What's your why?
Well, my why was, when I had the two young children, just all about my kids.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
still, that's part of my why. But
yeah.
as children get older, and my oldest is now 18, yes, of course, there's still my why, to help them, make sure that I'm guiding them through life, but they'll be adults soon and they'll be able to help themselves as well. So my why really is, and that's part of the why, because I want to help my kids thrive. My why really is, I have a mission to help as many people as possible that I meet in my life to thrive
Yeah.
for the next 40 years, because my mission goes till, it started last year. I already
Yes.
had started that mission, but I wasn't aware of it because I was helping people to thrive. And then I became aware of what's my purpose. So it really is, in my personal life, in my business, just try to help as many people as, well, not try to help as many people as possible to thrive and prosper on this earth as I possibly can. So that's a very broad mission. I'm doing it with the coaches and the consultants. I'm doing it with the high end people. I do it in my personal life if I just meet somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to, or I am looking, I'm working on finding some solution just to help people that aren't articulate and aren't educated and aren't, put together. There's a lot of people who maybe don't speak English that well because they're from another country, or people in other countries. So I'm looking, I'm not there yet, but I'm always searching and researching
Yeah.
solutions of how do we help people that of in all walks of life.
Yes, yes. And
Mm.
so when you said that, because I know that initially you stated you help those that are in seven figures, high end individuals. And now it seems like you want to shift gears and begin to open up to those that aren't aware. How, what, that's going to be different for you. That's going to be,
Well, right now, my coaching, they're not. I'm the seven figure coach.
oh, got it, got
I'm
it.
a multi seven figure
Got
coach.
it.
I
Okay.
am. I'm
Yes.
not saying I only coach seven figure
Mhm.
coach. No, I coach all coaches. I coach people that aren't even coaches and just come to me and say, Jeanne, I want to be a coach. Most of the people that we are coaching are
Mhm.
just starting their coaching business. Definitely not seven figures. That's the bread and butter is all coaches and consultants, whether they've been a coach or consultant a while. And I've had real estate coaches actually.
Yes.
Okay, so I would say most of the people that we are coaching are just starting a coaching business, and we help them. I will help them get their offer, who they're coaching, the pricing, everything from scratch, and get them to high ticket in no time. So that's our ninja trick.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
a lot of these people don't have a lot of money. No,
Yes.
they just need to make it. They need to get business. During COVID, we helped so many people become coaches because I s- they were like, "What do I do?" And I said, "Well, you could become a coach because it's online." We created a lot of
Mhm.
coaches out of thin air
Mhm. Mhm.
because people said, "I am good at this," and I said, "Great, let's create a business out of that." So that's our ninja trick. We're great at that. Like
I
if you said,
love.
if Javanka, if you said, "Hey, Jean, I really want to just start this coaching business," we could do that with you, like immediately. High
Mm.
ticket, because the
Wow.
part of the thriving is we're not helping people to
Yeah.
start a business and then struggle because they're charging $100. That's not helping. That is helping people still be enslaved by a very slow process, no money coming in. That's not freedom. So
Yeah.
I'm not all in on. I'm all in on high ticket. Yes, you can do this. Let's figure your offer out. Let's go out there, find people high ticket that are just going to pay you. And there, many of our clients have never had a client before ever, and they go from zero to their first high ticket client ever, first client ever.
Yeah.
That's my mission there because that's helping people to thrive. It's not, oh, sure, let's get you online and you make $100 for 5 years, then you make $200. That's not freedom. That's not
Yes.
helping people. That's helping people still be on that mouse, on the mouse on the wheel.
Yes.
That's not my mission.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And I love that. I'm glad that I was able to ask the question and clarify not only for
Yes.
myself but for everyone. It's amazing because when you look at things, it seems like thereafter the pandemic, COVID, more people seemed encouraged to be entrepreneurs, encouraged
Mm,
to take whatever they knew they had, which probably got them through COVID,
mhm,
and say, I could give this back. I had spoken with someone that started writing blogs about their days, and they ended up. So I find that it was such a time that it can make you or break you. And I'm super excited, John, to hear that you were that person to say, what did you learn about yourself? What can you do? And let's move forward and see how that,
mm,
how that turns out. And I love that.
mm.
I love that.
Right. Well, we did it during COVID. So it wasn't like, hey, we've been through COVID.
Yeah.
Now it was in the middle, full on in the middle of COVID. Like actually, when COVID started, I had only figured out 5 months previously this whole online strategy that I figured
Yeah.
out, organic marketing. And it was during COVID. People were at home saying well, it wasn't about learning anything. It was just full on stress. There was nothing learned at that point. We've now learned, like we've learned that the vaccines were a big hoax. That's what we've learned. Um, Luckily, I never took them because I was onto that immediately. But um, unfortunately, a lot of people were forced to take the vaccines with travel and everything. But the point was, it wasn't what you learned. No, it was here I am. I'm panicking. I I've lost my job, or I can't do my job, or I lost my business because it was all offline. What do I do? And I would say, okay, what are you good at? Well, what do people ask you about? Well, I've always been really good at helping people with the relationships. Oh, okay. Well, maybe you could be a relationship coach. Really? Yeah. People have always asked you, yes. Are you really good? Yes. I've been coaching on this for free my whole life. Well, let's make a business out of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Or I'm really good at investing. Really? What kind? Well, I'm really good at, buying houses and flipping them. Well, maybe you could coach people on buying houses and flipping them. Something like that. Or I'm
Yes.
really, really good at business. People are always asking me for business advice. Really? Have you thought of being a business coach? No. I'm really talented at helping people make money in their business. Well, let's create a coaching. That was what we were doing. And we were getting them from zero belief in themselves to belief overnight,
Yeah.
offer, price, who you're working with, how to get online, how to go get clients online, and coach through Zoom
Wow.
over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sure that was a definitely encouraging booster for them. That was just a. I
No, well,
tell everybody during that time, again, it could have made you or broke you. So
that's the thing. I didn't want it to break people, and we made a lot of people because they were some of our clients had their highest month ever in the first month of COVID, March,
mhm.
because everybody else was crumbling. And I said, no, the whole world has not lost their money in 10 days, disappear and dry up. People
Yeah.
were panicking. So I was coaching 24/7. I was just keeping people on just nonstop to get my clients just to not panic. And some of them reported they had their highest month ever in their business, March of COVID.
I love that. I
A
love
lot
that.
of it is mindset and not believing
Yeah.
what people tell you that nobody has money. That's not true. Nobody has money.
Yeah.
Some people always have money. You have to find the clients that have money for
Yes.
whatever you're doing. Like you're selling houses. You have to
Yeah.
find the people that have money and need a house. There's no such thing as nobody has money now. That's not true. You know it.
Nope, nope. It's also that thing is where they want to spend their money, and most people
Yeah.
spend it on the wants more than the needs. So
Right.
I'm definitely figuring that out. And a
Mhm.
lot of what you've spoken about is a mind clutter for people that were going through the pandemic and COVID. If self doubt had a voice, what would you tell it today?
You are worthy and ready right now.
I love that. I love that. And may I ask for you to elaborate why that would be it?
Because people are always waiting
Hmm.
to do things and to feel worthy of something.
Yeah.
If you just say, you are worthy and ready, right? NOW, I am, but I wanted to go do that so that, no, let's pull you back to the present. You're worthy and ready right now. Oh, but I just thought I needed to get 5 more certifications. Nope, because you're worthy and ready right now. Well, I thought I had to go, get on social media and get 1 million followers. Nope, because you're worthy and ready. All this stuff people are doing
Mhm.
to position themselves for the day when they are worthy to do something or ready.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just kicking the can down the road. Stop kicking the can and just be in the present and say, I'm putting my foot in the door now.
yeah,
You get your foot in the door and it's wedged in there. Now you got your foot in the door. Then you're just prying that open and you're taking off and you're course correcting as you go. And you're not pretending that you can predict the future and like the next 5 years of your business. I find that ridiculous and quite funny.
yeah,
People plan their business out. Are you God? Do you know exactly what's going to happen and how many buyers you're going to? I mean, because I don't
yeah,
know any business person that actually knows that, but yet they're doing these 5 year plans. And no, just get out there, see what's
yeah,
going on. You can't learn to swim unless you jump in the water.
yeah, yeah,
You cannot learn to swim, but they're all trying to learn how to swim on dry land.
yeah.
Can't do that.
Can't do it at all,
No.
at all. What's one of the fears that you hear most of them speak about?
People are so terrified of spending money on themselves and investing in themselves. But as you just said, but they will spend all sorts of money on stuff that is just expendable because
Mhm.
it gives them a feeling of success to spend the money and book the flight for the vacation. And sure, you may or may not have a good time on that vacation. Awesome, then it's gone. You're
Yeah,
not investing in yourself. Yes, people do need vacations, but I'm talking about, well, they're buying a handbag. Well, it's easy to buy a handbag and it gives them a feeling of success. I bought a handbag. Not really. Now you have a, $2,000 handbag or whatever, or however you're spending on the expensive handbag sitting in your closet. It's not going to edify you. It's not going to help you grow. It's not going to develop you. It's not going to help you make money in your business. It's going to do nothing.
yeah,
So it's this fear of spending money on their own development, but yet
yeah,
they will go to college and get into deep, deep debt for college and spend because everybody does it.
yeah,
I'm not knocking college either way. I'm just using it as an example. But then when it's like, wow, I'm going to invest money for myself on me so I can actually develop something that's going to bring money in, develop me, start a business, or other stuff like
Yeah.
mindset or working out, or they don't want to invest in themselves.
No.
That's a problem. Yourself is your biggest value. Yourself is the
Yes.
only value you're ever going to have in your life, because you can lose stuff. All sorts of stuff can happen, but we have ourselves.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's what we should be in. I've always invested in myself. Even when I had no money and I was an actress, I would always spend so much money on singing lessons, acting lessons. Most of my money went on lessons. That was my hugest part of my budget for my whole life. Because I knew this before. I thought, what? Of course I'm going to invest in myself. I'm the investment.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had no money, but I would spend it on lessons.
Yeah.
Then when I was broke and I was a solo parent, I had no money, but I spent it on my kids' lessons.
Yeah.
I thought this is all going to work out in the end. Put it on credit, because I didn't want my kids to be deprived of learning. That was the number one thing.
Yeah.
And I just thought it's all good. And it did work out. I'm so glad that I put all that in credit and I didn't skimp, because in the end, I just paid the credit off when I became a millionaire.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
some things are non-negotiable. And one of those is development for yourself and your children.
Mm.
It's
And
non-negotiable.
you know, it's I love the passion behind that, because we don't believe that we're worth that, you know, to spend that amount of money on or to do anything for ourselves. It's something in our heads that says, let's spend things on what other people see rather than what they don't see. You know,
Right.
and I think that's what you were explaining, is the fact that we have to make sure that we're spending it on ourselves to develop ourselves. And
Right.
I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I always have one favorite question, because of your passion, because of your goals, because of everything that you've done. I want to ask, what are the greatest joys of what you do?
That's an easy one. When my clients are almost in tears, some of them are just elated or freaking out because they're so excited, because they are bringing in money
Yeah.
with what they're helping people with. So it's not just selling something. They're selling, they're coaching, helping somebody.
Yeah.
I am a conduit for them, then helping them to help people. So there's this exponential compounded joy and help of people. I love it when they say, Jeanne, I just got an 8K client or 15K client or 3K client, and I can't believe it because I didn't know how to do this before. They're on their way. Now they're free. Now they're free. They can do that over and over again. They're at home. They're remote. They can travel. They're free people then, because they now have a fishing rod and they've empowered themselves with our help. But they have empowered themselves. You can't empower somebody. You can help somebody empower themselves, right?
Yes.
The
Yes.
whole thing of I empower women, I'm like, no, you just disempowered by saying I empower. So am I the only one that gets that? Is that the only, is that lost on everybody else but me? But the point is, I'm thrilled. And also when my children say, Mom, I just shot XYZ in archery and now I'm going to go to the state finals, I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
That's better than, Mom, I bought this dress I like.
Yeah.
Because anybody can buy a dress. Anybody can spend money on credit to buy a dress, to buy shoes. I'm not saying that once you want to have proper attire. I was buying a lot of my clothes at a thrift shop. Actually, I still go to thrift shops, and every now and then I love thrift shop treasure shopping.
Me too.
I don't like shopping at all, but every now and then for fun, I'll be like, I'm going to go to that thrift store and I find amazing stuff sometimes, and I do it for fun, like a treasure hunt. Of course, I buy mostly new clothes now, but for a while I was doing all thrift shopping for my business clothes. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm into recycling as well.
Yeah.
So I can afford to buy new clothes, and I do now,
Yeah.
but I still like the treasure hunt, and I feel like it's good to recycle.
Thank you for being here today. I'm really happy that you tuned in to Vision Pros Live. I'm looking forward to seeing your reactions as these episodes continue to move forward. This is going to get more and more fun. We'll have more and more engagement as well. We'll invite people to participate in the show. And thank you for giving us your time and attention. Have an excellent time building out your vision and becoming a Vision Pro yourself.